Good afternoon. We're going to do the weekly recap of this past week's trades. Before I get into that, what separates me from everybody else is that I don't just show my winners, I show my losers too, because I think that your losers are just as important, if not more important, than your winners, because it's a learning curve. You know what your mistakes are, you need to learn from them, and what you did wrong, what you need to do better. So, with that said, I ended up finishing the week with 15 wins and 6 losses for a win rate of 71.43. So 71.43 is not that bad for me. I can do a lot better. I usually average right around 75 to 80. I started out the week really rough, as you can see when I going through the trades, that I just misread things, but oh well, mistakes happen, and just like I said, you improve on them. So before I get started, you can go onto my Twitter on Discord and you can see the past trades and you can see the timestamps and stuff like that. So my first trade was going to Monday with SPY 320 puts at 56 cents. Now I always play the lottos, so the day of expiration are my favorite days. So on SPY and SPX, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are the normal expiration days, and if it's a short week, the days are different. So I grabbed SPY puts at 320 at 9:39 a.m. Okay, so what happened? I do remember this, because when it opened, it popped up. I usually like to wait the first 10-minute candle, and when it popped up, it rejected the RC trend line, which is a Russian channel trend line on the 10-minute. And when it rejected that, I let the first candle finish, and when it did, and you can also look right here where it rejected was close to Friday's high in pre-market, so I was kind of using that plus the trend line and then the RCT, so that's what I ended up doing. So when this first candle got done and it started to break below the previous candle low, I grabbed it. So I grabbed it right in here, and it ended up going wasn't that much. It was 56 cents to 73. So I mean, it wasn't anything substantial. Now my next 3 trades I had on that day were all losses. So I grabbed the SPX 3190 puts at $1, and I ended up averaging down at 60 cents for a new average of 80 cents. So I grabbed it right here, 10 o'clock. Oh yeah, I grabbed it thinking that it was going to reject this area again because of the support line, and it didn't. It went through it. It came back and retested it, and that ended up being a loss. So I ended up grabbing SPY puts again at 11:34, which was right about 11:34. Oh, right here. And I did the same thing. I double topped right here. Started to show a little weakness, and I grabbed the 3210 puts right there. Now those puts ended up being green for a quick second, but I was expecting a big dump, and I didn't get the big dump. I got greedy and wanted a bigger move below this 3232 candle close, and it just didn't get there, and it popped. So I lost there too. I should have just took I think I was up like 20 or 30 cents, but I wanted the bigger move. I wanted that big move that I had last week, but I didn't get it. Then I ended up grabbing SPY puts again, the 3230s at 2 p.m., which was right about right here. And I remember I grabbed it right here. I'm thinking, okay, this first red candle after a big pop was going to come back and at least retest this 3238, because it likes to retest the areas it broke out of it. And this was a breakout right here. So when it started to show a little weakness, it's like, okay, it's going to come back and at least test the 20-day moving average, and didn't happen. It popped. So I took 3 losses that day, so I didn't start out the week very good. The week just didn't like the way it was going. So Tuesday I ended up okay, my feed just messed up. I gotta go back, find Tuesday. I'm using my Twitter to look at the past. Where are you? Okay. Now, I had SPY and I had BABA on Tuesday. Let's see. Let's bring out SPY just a little bit. Now, SPY, I had 3 wins on Tuesday. So now SPY, I remember doing this. BABA, which was 21st. Okay, right there. Now, BABA it's fairly easy because every time it has this monster gap up. Every single time it had 90% of the time you see BABA have a big gap up like that, and it's trading in a tight little range. It's gonna sell off at open, and that's exactly what happened. I grabbed it right at open. I grabbed the BABA 250 puts right at open at 75 cents, and they went from 75 cents to $1.69 just in this little drop right here. But that also got to remember that drop was a $3 drop, so that was a pretty good drop. Now, I grabbed SPY puts at 1027, which was probably right about right here, because it dropped, it popped up, and tested this trend line I have right here, and it rejected. And I think I waited for this candle to break below VWAP. I remember saying in the room that I wanted to go, when it goes through VWAP, I'll grab it. I didn't, and it went from 85 cents to $1.11, and I think they were yeah, that's not expiration date. Tuesday's not expiration date, but I do remember going through the VWAP and grabbing it. Now, I learned from Monday that when you're up, take your money and get out. Don't hold for massive moves, and I did. I got in and out, and that's how I played most of the week. And you just gotta play the market what it gives you and not what you want. So, but I ended up grabbing SPY puts again at let's see, 11.12. Now, I remember getting it right here. Now, the reason I got it right here is because when it flushed through VWAP, it came up and it was kind of chopping through underneath the 20 EMA and the 37 EMA. And then when it was showing weakness in this candle right here, I jumped in and I didn't sell. I ended up holding it, and then it had the big dump at the end of the day. So I kind of like when it went against me, I was like, okay, as long as it stays underneath this trend line, it stays underneath 327, I will stay in it, and I did. And then it finally ended up dumping at the end of the day on Tuesday. So that's how it played out. No, I had 3 wins that day on Tuesday. Wednesday, I had a lot more trades on Wednesday because it was an expiration day, of course. Let's see. My first trade was SPY, then it was BA. Okay, now I grabbed SPY puts, 326 puts. Okay, hold on. This is the 22nd, which is this day. Yeah. I'll back out a little bit because I want you to see why I grabbed that. This is it right here. Oh, 26. Okay. Okay, I grabbed SPY 326 puts at 96 cents, 954, which was right around right here. And it had this long wick candle on the 10-minute. Make sure I get the right day here. Now, as you can see, if you look at the day before, this is the level right here, the 325.75, or they could say the 326. When it wicked up to that, and it, because it was a previous day support, which is now turning into resistance, and when it wicked off from that, I grabbed the 326 puts at 96 cents for that little drop, and they ended up going to 126 on this little drop. And the next one I had was BA, and the reason I grabbed BA puts at 170 puts at $1.01 at 1013, which is right about right 1013. Oh, I grabbed it right here. No, I didn't. Oh yeah, I remember why I grabbed it. I grabbed it right here. Same thing, pushing through VWAP, and I got in and out quick. I should have grabbed it right there. But anyways, the hindsight is 2020. That would have been perfect if I did grab it up there. But this one, I got in and out really, really fast. Actually, no. Sorry, that was a loss. Okay. I did not get in and out fast on that one. It's the only thing hard about checking out the weekly things. I was thinking that at 10:13, which is right about, yeah, right here. Yeah, but that, I probably ended up grabbing it for a double top or right in this area. I'm almost certain I grabbed it through VWAP and it went against me really quick. I'm almost 100% certain that's what I did. I grabbed it through VWAP and I didn't get out, and I had a chance. I do remember I did have a chance to get out, and I didn't take it, and went against me really fast. But I should have taken it up here, the puts. But that was a mistake I made on Wednesday. So yeah, I do remember that. I was really annoyed with that move. Now SPX. Now I switched over to SPX because it was getting cheaper as the day went on. Now Wednesday, which was right here. Now I over traded too much on Wednesday, so I just can't believe that I didn't grab that top on VA. But oh well. I mean, things happen. You only see things. I think at that point when I was down so much, I made the trade wrong. Sometimes when I get a trade wrong, I like to get away from the ticker and look at something else, because sometimes it just your emotions kick in, or you just kind of kick yourself. So I like to move on sometimes. But I grabbed the 3240 puts at 95 cents at 1146, which was right about. Looks like I grabbed it right here, and let's see. 1146. Yeah, I think I grabbed it right here. Right when it double topped, right at this area where it wicked, and it dropped. I mean, it went from 32.65 to it only dropped like a few points, but on SPX, it doesn't need to move much to make any money. And I do remember. I mean, I was up like 30 cents, and I got out quickly. So I mean, it's a quick $300 right there. So then I end up grabbing. XPX puts again at 32.50. Now before I grabbed the 32.40s, but as the day goes on, and if it chops or stays in a narrow range, the theta decay is going to eat the options alive. So you have to adjust your strikes to so because if you buy too far out of the money, they're not going to move. So I ended up grabbing the 32.50 puts at 12.39, which is right about right. I think it was right. Yeah, I got it right in this little area right here, and I got it for $1.25, and they went to $1.60, and I think it was right in this area. Same thing. I used saw this red candle, got down underneath it, and I grabbed it for a quick little 20 EMA drop. I mean, and then I got out, and then I had the 32.50 puts again at 223, which is when I came back. 223. I think it was right here off the VWAP, not VWAP. You can't see VWAP in SPX, but off the 20 EMA, and it had that quick little drop right there. So I grabbed that. I mean, this whole day. I mean, the moves, I just didn't catch the big moves. I mean, I should have caught that one, and I didn't. And what time was that? That was 120. Yeah, see that? I grabbed it too. So yeah, this little drop right here off the 20 EMA for a quick little drop. I mean, it only let's see. Hold on here. I get this in the wrong time frame. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, anyways, that they ended up going at 125. I mean, I'm just not seeing. I think I get the. Yeah, I think it was right here. I'm not 100% sure of that move, but I think it was right in here. I got it, but I'm not sure. Anyways, next one, there was the 32.55 puts, and it was the end of the day move, and this one was a loss at that time, and same thing. I did the same thing. What time did I grab it? 306. So I grabbed it at 306, which was right here, right off this resistance right there, and I grabbed it thinking we are going to have an end of the day dump, and we didn't. It popped, and that ended up being a loser. Yeah, Wednesday was a day I overtraded too much, and I shouldn't have, but it is what it is. And go to Thursday now, which was, I only had 2 trades on Thursday because I overtraded so much on Wednesday. So had SPY and BA. I didn't have that great of a week considering that just a lot of choppy moves this week, and next week is going to be even choppier, I think, with FOMC, which was going to be on Wednesday. Then you got big earnings on Thursday, so that should make things a little better. But anyways, I had BA 187.50 calls at 78 cents at 9:51, which was right about right here after it broke over through VWAP, and it got at 78 cents, and it popped up and rejected off the 20 EMA, came back and retested the RCT trend line, then it popped again. So those calls ended up going from 78 cents to $1.44. So it was a pretty decent run on BA. So I did go off from the previous day chart, and that it dropped in the morning, then it popped. So that's what I went off from. Now on SPY on 323. Now this was a big win. I do remember this because let's see, what time did I grab it? 10:42, which I think was right here. Yeah, right here. It came up in this 326 trend line, or 327 trend line was very tough to break through, and I knew that it was not going to break through unless it gapped up overnight. And see, when it did gap up over 327, it came back, retested, and then when I saw that, I ended up grabbing puts right in 1042, right here off this 20 EMA rejection. So it did drop down a little bit, and it did pop up before the big dump. Now, as long as it stayed under this 327, I think 327.50 I had for a stop. That gave it a little wiggle room, and then it had that big drop, so they ended up going from 89 cents to $4 on Thursday. And I should have grabbed the BA puts too, but I didn't want to overtrade. I traded so much on Wednesday. Wednesday I had so many close calls that I got in areas I shouldn't have. I don't know. I made a lot of mistakes this week. Well, not a lot. I made a few. So I just didn't want to overtrade on Thursday, so I kept it light. Now on Friday, as you can see, SPY keeps channeling in these like little channels. Like right here, it's 322 to 327. It bounces, then it gets underneath the 322 and 320. So I mean, SPY has just been channeling in these little areas. You see on the hourly. Then you get down here, did the same thing into the 316, the 320s, 322, 327. So it's just bouncing in these areas on SPY. So now on Friday, I traded a lot more. Oh yeah, and I had an overnight play on Lululemon. Now Lululemon, that was a bad trade. That was really something I shouldn't have taken. Now I grabbed it up 12.27, which I believe was right about right here. I saw it go. I made this big pop up. I had this little head and shoulders, and then it dropped down. So what I was doing was I was looking at this whole area right in here, this 327 area, that 328 for a bounce, and it started to, and then it just dumped. So I got in right there, was looking for a bounce. I think I had a green for just a few minutes, then it ended up dropping. Then it drops really low, and I ended up like grabbing more down here, averaging down at 26 cents for a new average of 57.5, and then just it was too far out of the money to make any to have it turn green. So that was not the play I was expecting on Lululemon. So Roku, I grabbed a few times, 2 times on Friday. What else did I grab? BA. Okay. Now, I'd like to do these recaps daily, but I just don't have the time to do them daily right now. So, let's see. Roku, I grabbed a 143 puts at the open. They were a quick move. They went from 68 cents to $1.13, just right in this little move right here, because they were 143 puts. So that's why I like expiration days. They're cheap, and you get close to or at the money, and you have a big mover like Roku or Boeing or anything like that moves quite a bit ATR per day, that you're going to make big money on expiration days. So that's why expiration days are the best day of the week. And if you don't have a broker that lets you trade on expiration days, get rid of them, find one that does. So Roku 143 put 68 cents to 113. Now the reason I grabbed it is because you could see right here, previous day was consolidating in this range. When it opened up and rejected this area, that's when I grabbed it. So it was kind of risky, because Roku, if it just gets away from you, it's gonna hurt. So, but I was using the previous day's lows for a resistance. Then you have this little white line, which is previous day's close, which I added just for a reference, and that's how I caught that drop. Now, then I grabbed let's see, I grabbed BA puts 175 at 68 cents. Now I think I grabbed it right at 9.52. I grabbed it on this little drop right through there, right there. When it wicked up, I saw this massive wick. Now, the reason this 181 line has been like really tough for Boeing to get through. So when it came up to 181, I was actually looking for 182, but when I saw it come up here and touch 181 and then wick, I grabbed it right here. So I grabbed the 175 puts at 68 cents, which they ended up going to only 83 cents on this little drop. So I got in and out really quick. It's expiration day. If you don't get in and out and it chops, you're gonna get eaten alive. So you just need to deal with that. Now I had the next one was Disney. Disney, I had 117 puts. Now this was kind of a bonehead move on my part. I grabbed it at let's see, 1020, which is right about right. Oh yeah, I remember. I grabbed it right here, thinking that we were going to drop because it was consolidating. It was rejecting the 200 EMA. It rejected it all these times. So I thought we were going to drop, push through VWAP. So I grabbed it here. It popped up. I hung on to it to Lotto Day. Lotto Days, I hold hero or zero. And when it came up here and tested this 118, I saw the divergence right here. So when you had that divergence going on, that it dropped. Now, if it made this drop back here, it would have gone a lot higher than 60 cents. But because just this little time frame, 10:30 to an hour and a half, theta ate it alive. That was at the money too. I had 117, which was at the money, and it ate it live. So that's why you got to get in and out on expiration days. Now, the next one was BA. I grabbed BA and Roku again for the last two plays. Just pull up Roku. Now BA, I remember saying in the room that if it gets over this 181 again, I will grab it again. And I did. I grabbed the 177.50 puts. Now remember, before I had 175, even though you'd think that, okay, why didn't you grab 175? Because it's so far out of the money that theta just ate them alive. So you always, if you get it wrong, instead of averaging down on expiration days and trying to recover, you're not going to. Just don't average down and just wait for a better opportunity and get a better strike price. And that's what I did on BA. Even though the first BA was a small win, I ended up grabbing it again over 181 where I was looking. I said if it got over to 181 again, I was grabbing puts. I grabbed the 177.50 at 64 cents, and I got the big dump on BA, and they ended up going from 64 cents to $3.85 on this little drop right here. So, which was a big drop, and BA has been doing that a lot lately. It'll be strong the first 2 hours, and it will drop all day long. Strong the first 2 hours and drop about 11 o'clock. So, was it 11 o'clock? Yep, 11 o'clock. What was this time? 12:40. This time was about 11 o'clock. So BA's been strong, gets to 182 and just dumps. So I was using that. Then I ended up grabbing ROKU 150 puts at 58 cents. I grabbed it at 11.56, which was right here. As you can see, it started to drop, consolidate, and then it was like using support right here. And then when it got into this level, the 152, and it like kind of like double topped and this had a strong rejection. I grabbed it into that rejection, so it went from 58 cents to $1.21 just in this little drop. So it doesn't take much on expiration days when you get like ROKU. So, but if you were to play ROKU on like Monday, where option prices are the highest, you'd have to get so far out of the money you wouldn't get a move like that. So that's why expiration days are the best days to trade. And if you have like a pattern day trade rule, save them for Friday. But I would use a cash account. You'd be better off. But that is the trades for the week. Like I said, Monday started out rough. Wednesday was a really scalper day, and it wasn't really that great, even though I had like 4 wins and 2 losses on Wednesday, which was, what was Wednesday again? Yeah, 4 and 2. But that's gonna do it for the recap. I hope this has helped. At least we'll try to do the weekly recaps. Maybe I'll try to see if I can break them up a little more during the day, like do them every other day or something, or every couple days, so I'm not so having trouble remembering why I did it. Like Wednesday, I had to scratch my head a couple times, but I think I figured out what I did. So I will try to do them a little more so you guys can understand them better. But that's going to be it on this recap. Thanks for watching.